Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world. This is Gloria White, and I'm coming to you from Utah, USA. Today I'm in the book of Acts, in chapter 21, in the New Testament, in the King James Version of the Holy Bible. Chapter 21. And it came to pass that after we were gotten from them and had launched, or had departed from the people that he had been with, that he wasn't going to return to anymore, and they were so sad to see him go because he had told them they wouldn't see his face again. And had launched or set sail. We came with a straight course unto Coos, or Kos, and the day following unto Rhodes, and from thence unto Patara. And finding a ship sailing over unto Phoenicia, we went aboard and set forth, or set sail. Now when we had discovered Cyprus, or sighted it, they could see it, we left it on the left, or they passed it on the left hand, and sailed into Syria, and landed at Tyre, for there the ship was to unladen her burden, or unload her cargo. And finding disciples, we tarried there, or stayed there 7 days, who said to Paul through the Spirit that he should not go up to Jerusalem. And when we had accomplished those days, or completed their stay, we departed and went our way, and they all brought, or went with them on our way, with their wives and children, till we were out of the city, and we kneeled down on the shore and prayed. And when we had taken our leave of one another, we took ship, and they returned home again. And when we had finished our course, or voyage from Tyre, we came to, and I cannot pronounce this, it's Ptolemais, and saluted the brethren, or greeted them, and abode with them, or stayed with them 1 day. And the next day we that were of Paul's company, or companions, departed and came unto Caesarea, and we entered into the house of Philip the evangelist, which was one of the 7, and abode with him. And the same man had 4 daughters, virgins, which did prophesy. And as we tarried, or stayed there many days, there came down from Judea a certain prophet named Agabus. And when he was come unto us, he took Paul's girdle, or his pack, his belt, and bound his own hands and feet, and said, Thus saith the Holy Ghost, so shall the Jews at Jerusalem bind the man that owneth this girdle, or belt, and shall deliver him into the hand of the Gentiles. He was prophesying to Paul that when he went to Jerusalem, they were going to get him, and they were going to tie him up, and they were going to deliver him to the hands of the Gentiles. And when we heard these things, both we and they of that place besought him not to go up to Jerusalem. They begged him. Then Paul answered, What mean ye to weep and to break mine heart? For I am ready not to be bound only, but also to die at Jerusalem for the name of the Lord Jesus. And when he would not be persuaded, we ceased, saying, The will of the Lord be done. And after those days we took up our carriages, or packed, and went up to Jerusalem. There went with us also certain of the disciples of Caesarea, and brought with them one Mnason of Cyprus, an old disciple, or aged, with whom we should lodge. And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly. And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted or greeted them, he declared, or told in deep detail, particularly what things God had wrought or done or worked among the Gentiles by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord, and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are that which believe, and they are all zealous of the law. And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. What is it therefore? The multitude must needs to come together. Certainly needs to come together, for they will hear that thou art come. Do therefore this that we say to thee. We have 4 men which have a vow on them. Take them and purify thyself with them, and be at charges with them, or pay their expenses, that they may shave their heads, and all may know that those things whereof they were informed concerning thee are nothing, but that thou thyself also walketh orderly, and keepeth the law. As touching the Gentiles, or concerning the Gentiles which believe, we have written, and concluded or decided that they should observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, and from fornication or sexual immorality. Then Paul took the men, and the next day, purifying himself with them, entered into the temple to signify, or to announce the accomplishment of the days of purification, until, or at which time, that an offering should be offered for every one of them. And when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people, and laid hands on him, crying out, Men of Israel, help! This is the man that teaches all men everywhere against the people and the law and this place, and further brought Greeks also into the temple, and have polluted this holy place, or defiled it. For they had seen before, or had previously seen him with, for they had seen before or previously with him in the city Trophimus, an Ephesian, whom they supposed that Paul had brought into the temple. And all the city was moved or disturbed, and the people ran together, and they took Paul, seized him, and drew him out of the temple, or dragged him out of the temple, and forthwith the doors were shut. And as they went about to kill him, tidings or news came unto the chief captain, or the commander of the band, or the cohort, that all Jerusalem was in an uproar, who immediately took soldiers and centurions, and ran down unto them. And when they saw the chief captain and the soldiers, they left beating Paul. They stopped beating him. Then the chief captain came near and took him, and commanded him to be bound with 2 chains, and demanded, Mommy, please, and asked who he was and what he had done. And some cried one thing, some another, among the multitude. And when he could not know the certainty or reach a conclusion for the tumult, he commanded him to be carried into the castle or the barracks. And when he came or reached upon the stairs, and so it was that he was borne of the soldiers, or carried, for the violence of the people, or the mob. For the multitude of the people followed after, crying, "Away with him!" And as Paul was to be led into the castle, or the barracks, he said unto the chief captain, or the commander, "May I speak?" Sorry, having a little trouble turning the page. "May I speak with thee?" Who said, "Canst thou speak Greek? Art thou not that Egyptian which before these days madeth or raised a revolt, and leddeth out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers or assassins?" But Paul said, "I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean or permit." But Paul said, "I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city of Cilicia, a citizen of no mean obscure city. And I beseech thee, suffer me or permit me to speak unto the people." And when he had given him license or permission, Paul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people. And when there was made a great silence, he spake unto them in the Hebrew tongue or language, saying, chapter 22, "Men, brethren, and fathers, hear ye my defense, which I make now unto you." And when they heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue or language to them, they kept the more silent. And he saith, "I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city of Cilicia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner, or the strictness of the law of the fathers, and was zealous towards God, as ye all are this day. And I persuaded this way, or persecuted this way, or the way, Christ, the Christians, unto the death, binding and delivering into prisons both men and women. As also the high priest doth bear me witness, and all the estate of the elders, or the council of the elders, from whom also I received letters unto the brethren, and went to Damascus to bring them which were there, bound or chained, unto Jerusalem, for to be punished. And it came to pass that as I made my journey, and was come nigh unto Damascus about noon, suddenly there shone from heaven a great light round about me. And I fell unto the ground, and I heard a voice saying unto me, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And I answered, Who art thou, Lord? And he said unto me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom thou persecutest. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. And I said, What shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said unto me, Arise, and go into Damascus, And there it shall be told thee of all things which are appointed for thee to do. And when I could not see for the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus. He couldn't see. The light had blinded him. And one Ananias, a devout man, according to the law, having a good report of all the Jews which dwelt there, came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive thy sight. And the same hour I looked up upon him, and he said, The God of our fathers has chosen thee, that thou shouldest know his will, and see that just one, and shouldest hear the voice of his mouth. For thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou hast seen and heard. And now why tarriest thou? Why do you wait? Arise and be baptized, and wash away thy sins, calling on the name of the Lord. And it came to pass that when I was come again to Jerusalem, even while I prayed in the temple, I was in a trance, and saw him saying unto me, Make haste or hurry, and get thee quickly out of Jerusalem, for they will not receive thy testimony concerning me. And I said, Lord, they know that I imprisoned and beat in every synagogue them that believed on thee. And when the blood of thy martyr Stephen was shed, I also was standing by and consenting unto his death, and kept the raiment, or guarded the clothes of them that slew him. And he said unto me, Depart, for I will send thee far hence unto the Gentiles. He was going to send him far away. And they gave him audience, or listened unto his word, and then lifted up their voices and said, Away with such a fellow from the earth, for it is not fit that he should live. And as they cried out and cast off their clothes and threw dust into the air, the chief captain, or the commander, commanded him to be brought into the castle, or the barracks, and bade, or said, that he should be examined by scourging him, which is what they did with Christ. It has a handle, and off the handle there are leather strips, and on the leather strips there are tied metal barbs with sharp points on them. By scourging, that he might know wherefore they cried so against him. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? When the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, or the commander, saying, Take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman. Roman citizens could go anywhere in the world, and no one would touch them. No one would do them any harm, because they knew that the entire Roman Empire would come down on their head for hurting just one of their citizens. America used to be something like that. It's not anymore, but it used to be that way. That an American could go anywhere in the world and there would be no harm come to him. But being Paul was a Roman citizen, they're fixing to change up what they were going to do. And then the chief captain came and said unto him, Tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, Yea. The chief captain answered, With a great sum obtained I this freedom. With a great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, but I was free-born. Meaning he wasn't born into slavery and had to buy his freedom. Then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined him, or should have whipped him. And the chief captain also was afraid, after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had bound him, even binding him, taking his person into possession, into into custody. That was a problem. Nobody messed with a Roman citizen. On the morrow, because he would have known the certainty, wherefore he was accused of the Jews, he loosed him from his bands, and commanded the chief priest and all their council to appear, and brought Paul down, and set him before them. And that's the end of chapter 22. So I'll see you on the next video, and may God bless you, and I love you.